Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Tzav. This is my mini Hesped on Rav Shemaryahu Yosef Chaim ben Rav Yaakov Yisrael Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh L'Bracha. They'll be based on Hespedim about him or from his Sfarim. In Rabbi Kanievsky on the Torah, it says in Perek Tes Pasuk Aleph, "Vayihi bayom Hashmini," and was on the 8th day. Kor Moshe l'Aaron uvanav uleziknei Yisrael. Moshe called to Aaron and Aaron's sons and to the elders of Israel. Clearly, Rav Kanievsky was one of our Zikanim, our elders. The Midrash Rabbah he cites in Bereshis that Rabbi Akiva said that the Jews are like birds, just as birds cannot fly without their wings, so can Jews not do anything without their elders. Rabbi Kanievsky was a tremendous source of advice for people. He gave of his time to others. His time, as we will see, was very valuable. And he wrote, the ability of the Gedolim to see that which is concealed from others stems from their deep connection to Torah. Their intensive study purifies them from any outside influences and leaves them perfect vessels for Das Torah, which contain all knowledge. I will focus on Rav Kanievsky's well-known Hasmada. 76 times he completed Torah Kol Torah Kula. Since he was 17 through 93, he did all the Talmud, Yerushalmi, and Bavli, and the Midrashim, and Mishnah Brura, and more. And that was what he called his Chovos. There's a Rabbi Yeshua Sklar in Sefer Orchos Yosher by the Artscroll edition from Rav Kanievsky, said he spent his younger years, several years in yeshiva in Lamza in Petach Tikva with the young Rav Chaim Kanievsky, and he described him as a regular yeshiva bacher. Nothing stood out about him except for that he was very careful about time. His father, the Steipler Gaon Zatzal, warned him about not killing time, which is a bad habit, especially in America. And although I've heard also that he was brilliant, but this person said he didn't stand out, but it's his hasmada that after they got married, that they saw that that Rav Chaim became famous because for knowing the entire Torah with Yerushalmi in depth, etc., as some of the things we've said. That was what was wondrous in Rabbi Sklar's eyes. We didn't know he found the time to learn all that, but we saw one thing: a person who values time will find the time and manage to learn it all. The Hasmada is something that we can learn about. We're not going to be on his level because Rabbi Oelbaum shared the Hesped, the eulogy that Meir Shapiro gave for the Chafetz Chaim. The Chafetz Chaim passed away, and he said that he was like a manhig and like a captain. He was a manhig of the door, the leader of the generation. He was the captain of a ship. Question is, that the manhig is greater than a captain, why did he have to use the captain example? So Meir Shapiro explained that a leader doesn't necessarily need his generation like his generation needs him. He could sit alone in his room and learn Torah, and that could suffice for him. But a captain is just like the ship needs the captain needs the ship. The Chafetz Chaim needed the people also. It wasn't enough for him to just stay by himself. And the same was Reb Chaim. Reb Chaim gave me some guidance and a blessing when I had the zechus to visit him. And in his Sefer Orchos Yosher, so he writes that a true Talmid Chacham needs to spend much time, constant time constant diligence in his learning in order to grow. But he notes that the one who has the highest natural ability is not that much different than someone who is a less intellectually gifted student. He says the difference could be that one will take a half an hour longer to understand the concept or an hour longer, but once they both know it, then they're in the same level. So that's a lesson we can take away from Rav Kanievsky, that focus on the time. There was a shir that he was giving for Balabatim in Gemara or Talmidim in Gemara. He never accepted a job because his father told him not to job, because once you have a job, you have obligations to other people, and that would have taken away from his learning. So he never got paid for any of his work. He made money by selling his his farm, which he had the zechus that they sold while he was alive, uh, and she said when he stopped giving after Gemara Shabbos, he stopped giving a shir to these balabatim, and his son asked him why. He said because the preparation took too long. He couldn't afford it. He goes, how long was the preparation? 5 minutes. To Rav Chaim, that 5 minutes was so valuable. Let us remember not to kill time. We may not be able to become Rav Chaim Kanievsky's, just like we can't become Rav Moshe Rabbeinu, but we can look at ways to save time, to utilize the time, whether it's for learning Torah, whether it's for doing mitzvah, whether it's for dedicating to helping other people. So thank you. May we share B'shuras Tovos. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.